However, let's pivot for a little bit and get on the topic we are trying to get on. We are 2 days away from the big Iran deal signing in, which is Friday in Geneva. Um, the markets are booming, gas prices are tumbling, obviously, and everyone felt good about it. But the big problem is um, it get messy because people are nervous, and we're just gonna highlight that tonight and today, and we're gonna tell you what's going on. Um, so what's really going on with this deal? Starting with the good news, right? The 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 uh, the deal is actually signed by the U.S. side, so President Trump and Vance and Vice President Vance already signed their part of the deal. So it's just Iran need to sign in Geneva, Switzerland, and the strait is open. You know, the strait is open, so gas, oil, and all everything is flowing through the strait, and you know, the world oil demand is being fulfilled. So that's a plus right there. That's a plus. That's a very good plus. But the thing is, why are people nervous? It's not the first time that Iran never show up to the table when it comes to a deal, and they could back out, um, last minute back out, and there's some other geopolitical activities that can really send this deal going down the toilet. For example, Israel is one of those countries that can really mess this and screw this deal up big time, because if they still, or if they and Lebanon get into it, and the Houthis over there in Lebanon get into it, then this will ultimately be a bad thing for the deal. So even Trump is unsure. He said that he might not even show up to the signing, and admitted that that if things get bad, we go back to where we started. So, like, he's unsure of what's going on right now. And when the commander in chief is unsure of what's going on, who's sure of what's going on? As I said, two events can happen. Iran might not show up, their representative might not show up, and actually, um, Israel can jeopardize this deal if Israel is forced into a corner to defend themselves, and you know, defending themselves, meaning firing back at the Houthis in Lebanon. This could actually jeopardize this deal to a certain extent. And the Iranians also said it themselves that any attack on Lebanon and the Houthis or whatever it is going to be taken as a violation of the peace deal. So we are treading on very tight line here, very thin line, I mean. So we shall see what's going to happen. A lot of people don't notice that this war, Israel been fighting this war since February, and Israel is not a part of the deal. So the deal, Israel doesn't have any say in the deal. Israel doesn't have any demand. So I'm not saying Israel don't care and they might do what is in their best interest, but what I'm saying is, like, since they're not a part of it, they don't have any say in what's going on, the state of Israel, then it might not be in their best interest to act accordingly to make sure that all the fine details within this peace deal is ironed out before the signing in Geneva, Switzerland on Friday. So, as I said, guys, a lot of us are nervous who really watch the markets, because if this ever goes south, and according to what Trump is saying, we'll start from where, we pick up from where we started. You know, the markets might sell off, oil might spike again, and you know, we just get into this whiplash situation where there is very uncertainty, and rate cuts might come back on the table for us in the states, of course. So, you know, it's it's a very tricky situation, and Lebanon, as I said, they want this to end. The Lebanon government want this to end, and you know, but Israel might have to be forced to defend themselves with this deal. But we are looking forward for the deal in signing in Friday in Geneva because we're optimistic about this. I think we're gonna pull this through. But whatever happens, what does this mean for your pocket? You know what I mean? What does this mean for you as a typical man in the United States today or the typical consumer in the United States today? So if this goes through well and everything is good, I believe, and I keep saying that the economy is going to take off. It's going to take off way more than how it is taking off today. I think we're just in a launching pad right now, and if this goes well, and you know they put ink to paper, and everyone is committed and stand behind their words, the economy is going to take off because all the everything was in the full motion before this war take shape and this war, you know, kind of mess up everything. Two, as I said before, I can't stop saying this. This is just like this is the main thing that's gonna happen. Asset prices are gonna balloon. Like asset prices are gonna balloon because there is a projected rate cut because initially when the war started, there was